Now, let's peep into the agricultural sector of India. As told earlier also, agriculture was the main occupation of the people of India. Almost 85% of the Indians were dependent on agriculture as their livelihood. That means it was the main sector from where the money was generated. But with the coming of the Britishers in India, this sector was the most hard hit and the sector became stagnant due to various factors. The first was the land settlement policies which the Britishers introduced in India. Various land settlements like the Mahalwari system, the permanent settlement, the Rayatwari settlement, all of them actually exploited the Indian farmer. For example, the middleman, that is the zamindar, who was responsible for collecting revenue from the farmers and giving it to the Britishers, enjoyed the most. He was told to collect an X amount of revenue from a particular area, and he actually collected much more than that and kept the rest of it in his pocket and gave that X amount to the Britishers. The farmers were badly exploited and the zamindar became rich and richer every day. The top masters, that is the Britishers, had nothing to do with the farmers. They were not concerned about the sufferings of the peasants. They were just bothered about the fact that the middleman, that is the zamindar, actually collected the money for them, the revenue from them, come what may. Whether there was drought, famine, or any other calamity, nothing was done to see that the Indian farmer actually got some relief. He had to pay the amount, and thus this was a great setback to the agricultural sector, wherein the farmer was being exploited and he had no relief of any kind. And his masters did not bother about anything. Other factors like the low technology level in India, the poor irrigation facilities, the use of very less fertilizers resulted in low productivity in the country. Now, because the Britishers were not concerned about improving the irrigation facilities in India, they were not concerned about making the farmer aware of the new technology, and the farmer did not have sufficient money to actually put in the required fertilizers in the field, was giving a great setback to the agricultural sector in India. The farmer was not sure if in the next season his land would remain his, because the fear that if he was unable to pay his revenue, then slowly his land would be taken away by the landlord was always at the back of his mind, and thus he made no improvement in his land. So neither it was from the person who was tilling the land, nor it was from the person who was collecting the revenue, leading to a very poor condition of agriculture in India. On top of all this, the farmers were ordered to grow cash crops and certain crops which acted as raw material for the British industries. Since the fodder crops were on a decline, so naturally the Indian farmer felt the heat. the partition also resulted in bad effect for the Indian farmer because, or rather for the Indian economy, because when India got partitioned, the fertile land of India was actually given to Pakistan and the jute producing area was shifted to East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. So, the great jute industry of India declined because of lack of raw material, that is jute, which actually became that part as a part of present day Bangladesh.